All right, so this is Troy Miller with Spicyjello.com. I'm here with my good friend Peter Levshin, and what we're going to be doing today is going through Capture One. We're going to talk about Capture One. We're going to talk about why we like it for infrared. This is Peter Levshin. Peter, say hi.
Hello, everybody. Thank you.
He's agreed to be my guinea pig. For the last hour, we've bounced back and forth with some fun software challenges. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into Capture One. We're going to play with some infrared photos, and I'm going to show you why I think that Capture One currently is the best editor for infrared. What do you say, Peter? You ready to start playing with that?
Yep, sure am. Since you've been trying to teach me this for a year and a half, I might as well try and learn how to do it. If you go really nice and slow, Troy, I'm good to go. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Nice and slow. All right. So
nice
here we go.
Slow.
So one of the things, Peter, that I really loved about Capture One. Let me launch Lightroom here because I want to show you the difference. Because you do a lot of stuff in Lightroom, right?
Correct. I've only just started with Capture One, and I absolutely love just two little sliders, and that was can't remember what it was, but it was fantastic. It was the shadow enhancer.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, a lot's changed in Capture One, too. They've made some updates. So
I know.
So I'm going to show you this in Lightroom real quick. So what we're used to in infrared is we want to reset the colors so that we get a tone that looks something like this. Hang on. It's not switching.
Well, typically it comes in.
There it goes.
Okay, and this is your preset that you've already put in.
Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to white balance to get to this point so that it's easier for us when we do our black and whites.
Yeah.
Then we can grab the black and white mixer. We can grab those tones. And this is what you and I have been doing a long time to tweak our black and whites.
Let me ask you this. Why wouldn't you hit the reset button? Hit the reset button first. Get back to the red. Okay, the actual original file, what it looks like, reset, and then go up to the black and white. Why don't you do that?
Well, because there's no separation in those two colors. There's actually two channels in infrared, two color channels.
Got it.
And now, if I grab this handle, it's really just affecting the whole image. So the trick is we want to separate those.
Yes, that's the reason for it.
Yeah, perfect. And we separate those with the eyedropper.
Yep.
Now, the problem is this is the most that Lightroom will separate the colors in that black and white photo.
Yeah.
And you have to create a preset using a DNG profile editor, which you don't know how to use. I had to do it for you.
So, yeah, but you did. So I would then send this off to Photoshop and then do the reverse, the blue and red, okay, to get it. To just swap them out and then come back into Lightroom. And, I'm sure, and you can agree with this or tell me, okay, I'm losing quality of pixels when you're doing that, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're definitely...
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a little bit. So the challenge is that when we got to go into Photoshop and then come back, the conversion that we're doing is finite, which means that you run that action, or maybe you go into the hue and saturation slider or the channel mixer, and then you mess with them. But you've got to use another application, and you've got to use that DNG profile creator in order to get it to remove all the white, to white balance to get rid of all that red. So. So the challenge with that is that's what you do in Lightroom. So our goal is to get it to be split like this.
Yeah.
Faux color like that if you invert the tones. Yeah. And then black and white somewhere in between. So I'm going to show you what I've just been playing with in Capture One. No, we're not going to back up. All right. So
you just import the file as a raw file into Capture One. Do nothing to it.
Right. And I actually browse to it using sessions. I just browse to where my files are. So here's our basic infrared file. Now, if I do a white balance, watch what it does. So Capture One immediately white balances so much better. It tries to go to a 0 point. So we don't have to use that DNG profile creator to do that.
Okay, but let me ask you, how does it know? Because when it's looking at the file, everything looks red. So how does it know where the contrasty stuff is? Is it the size, the quality, the shape of the pixels? How does it know where to go?
I don't know. I didn't write the code.
I thought you were the expert of this.
Well, you know, there's colors in the image. When we're looking at an image like this, we don't realize like there's colors in there, right? Like there's colors in this file, but we don't see it because there's so much heavy red saturation. So when we white balance, it's basically saying, hey, this pixel group, I'm going to try to get you to be as neutral as possible.
Right.
And in doing so, it's pulling a lot of that red out. So when we pull the red out, we see the cyan channel and the magenta channel.
Okay. So sorry, do that again. It's up on the white balance custom.
Yep. And then you grab the eyedropper. You can also access it from the very top. There's a bunch of droppers up there. The eyedropper's up there. It's a white balance tool.
Yep.
Now you can click around the image to kind of get
you different values where you click. Okay, where do you like to click? Where are you? Okay, you're happy there?
I like to try to find what would be considered an 18% gray.
Okay.
See, because if I click like on the foliage, see it removes too much of the cyan. If I click on the sky, it removes too much of that orange or magenta. Yeah. So like there's concrete right there. That's pretty good. And one of the things that we need to do is we need to make sure, now here's the only caveat with this method.
Yes.
Is we need to make sure that we get really good separation between the orange and the cyan.
Got it.
It's always there. We just need to make sure that we select it.
It takes a little bit of practice to click around and see where you're comfortable at. But it's a lot faster and a lot easier to get to than Lightroom. Right?
Yeah, so that's really good. So now the next step that we're going to do is I'm going to keep switching cameras around until I find the button that I want.
There you
go. So then what we're going to do is we're going to increase the saturation a little bit because I like to get more separation in there.
Okay, so go down to saturation. You go to that little funny little envelope thing there. Okay, got it. Saturation.
Yeah, so now at this point, if you wanted to, we could just convert this to black and white. And then the new color editor, we're going to grab this little tool right here.
Yeah.
Hold down the Command or Control key and click on where we have the color. Like we know the sky has a cyan color or an orange color. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag left and right. And now I'm controlling the brightness or darkness of that channel.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same on the foliage.
Nice.
Okay, so I can do that there. And then I can go back and I can adjust contrast and I can do all kinds of stuff. So that's a real simple conversion.
Nice.
At that point.
Now that's a standard convert to black and white in Capture One. That's not a preset, right?
Yeah, no, that's not a preset. So what that is that's just that we just enabled the black and white and we're using the new color editor to select the tones that would normally be in there and telling them to shift. Because even though we've converted it to black and white, Capture One is now keeping an eye that that's color behind there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you do it in basic, not advanced. Why in basic and not advanced?
Well, because advanced, I mean, I could select that color channel in advanced, and then I could use the lightness or darkness.
Okay.
Which was another method to do that. But now that the basic is there, it works just as well. It's just a new way to use that tool.
Yeah. That's really nice. It's simple.
Yeah, it's really simple. Okay. And now that you mention it, if you were to use advanced, let's say we wanted to make that really bright and we got some noise in there.
That looks nice. I
could create a mask from that layer.
Yeah.
And watch, it's not going to work because I just remembered this. Because nothing works when you use a black and white layer. But I have a
right, because it's all monochromatic. It's just got one layer.
But I have a workaround for that.
Okay, don't show me. Oh, jeez. I'll never remember all this. Make it simple.
Yeah, you could just go back and watch the video.
I'm a very simple person. Make it simple.
So watch. I'm just going to reset those tones, find the tone. I like that tone when I click right there. I think that separates them really good.
Yeah.
Bump that saturation up a little bit. So now it's really, one of the things that's really common, a lot of people...
Okay, sorry. The reason that you do saturation now is because the program can saturate out both the blue and the orange.
Yeah, the separations are there.
Okay, because when you turn it to black and white, saturation, it's overall saturation on everything. Okay.
Yep. So here's a cool thing is I'm going to show you what you do before you convert it to black and white. So what you want to do is go into the color editor. Yeah, we go down here, go to advanced.
Yep.
Grab the little dropper there, the selection tool, grab your sky. Notice the colors that it grabbed.
Yes.
Okay. And now we're going to make a mask from that selection. Just wait for it. There we go. And then I'm going to do another one on the cyan color over there. And I'm going to increase the saturation all the way. That's what the big pie is there.
Yeah.
Create mask.
So now you have 2 masks, right?
Now I have 2 masks. So now check it out. If I go into the editor, there's 2 masks here, right?
Yep.
Like this one's sky and this one is the foliage.
And the background?
That's the whole image. That's the whole image overall, right? So now watch. I'm going to convert it to black and white. Now remember that it didn't work before, but because we did the layers ahead of time, so now I can affect just the foreground or that color zone. Yeah.
Okay, and that would work really well with clouds, especially with infrared. You want the white clouds, the black sky behind it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what does it do to the pixels? Are you getting artifacting or anything in there?
Not as bad. I mean, look, it's all raw, so we're not taking this into another application. So
it just looks a little weird on my screen, but that's probably just Skype across the internet.
Yeah, you're getting compression. Yeah, when you see it, like there's some banding that you might see in the sky. I would imagine stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one way to do it too. Is that you create those layer masks, those color masks.
Yeah.
Before you convert it to black and white. So that's another way to do it. So
yeah. So what about for me? Say for you, you've shot all San Francisco bridge shots, and you want to then do a preset for it. Can you do it so that when you click on 20, 30 photos, it converts them all the same way?
Yeah. So layers don't.
Sorry, that's a hard question.
Layers
without
don't.
Without the layers, because the layers are specific for each picture.
Yeah, and the layers don't transfer over. Some of your color selections and some of your manipulating of the channels you can, but not a whole lot. So like for example, let's see, how could we do this? Let me just reset this guy. So if you have let's see, we could do a white balance the way that we like it. Let's just do that white balance the way we like it. Yep. Now you could certainly save that as a preset because that's simply a white balance.
Okay, so hold it right there. So for me, like my style and all the rest of it. So you've got all those grunge on those things on the right-hand side. Once you do the white balance separation, and that means you're ready to go, can you then click on any of those in your right-hand column there and see what different, results you get?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can just hover over them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
cool. I haven't created a set of styles yet, but I do have, let's see. Do I have a couple infrared?
Okay, but those styles that you were just in the top part, they're for regular photos, right?
Yeah, they work on anything. I mean, they're going to apply a look or a style to the image regardless. So, for example, like here's the black and white styles. Like these will go on anything. Yeah. And
now,
see, because
I transfer my styles from Lightroom into Capture One?
No.
Why not?
Well, because they don't like each other.
Oh, come on.
You can't put the wheels from your Prius on your GTO. Come on. Like
you could, but it doesn't go.
Or the other way around. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but what you could do is you could save a preset to get you to this point.
Yeah.
And then you could save a preset that converts it to black and white. So let's say I want this black and white converted, and then I want to manipulate these colors a certain way to get my my style the way that I want to start with. You could save all of that, and that would be a preset. Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot faster and it looks a lot cleaner to what I'm seeing. it looks real good. No, that's infrared too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is flipped. Now I'm going to show you how to do that, because normally what you have to do is you got to take this into Photoshop.
Yep.
And then you got to use the channels and you flip it. You can use the hue slider to flip it, but it's not as clean. It's not as accurate. So watch.
So that picture that you have there on the right, number 2, is actually in Photoshop. Back to you.
No, I actually did that in here. I'm going to show.
Okay. So you've got the little slide, white balance.
I was doing the wrong one here. Let me get back in there. White balance. I'm just going to go through that real quick. Like I know there's
white balance.
And then I'm going to increase the saturation. Now here's the thing. Go to color.
Yep.
Go to advanced. And you can save this method that I'm going to do for you right now. I'm going to show you how to save it. Because I've already created one. Like that one inverts the blue, and that one inverts the other piece to yellow. But I'm going to show you how to walk through and do that.
Okay.
So once you've done it.
So you're in color, advanced.
Yep.
Color editor, advanced.
So select into the color field you want and try to select in the same place.
Yeah.
Notice how it selects that color.
Yes.
If your dot is like in the middle, then you've done a good job of selecting.
Right. Okay.
This little pie wedge down here, it gives you all the saturation level in there. So we want that. Now watch, if I'm going to slide this hue slider to the right. See, and basically what it's doing is it's shifting my tone 30 degrees counterclockwise.
Got it.
I'm going to click again. Full pie, open the hue, select again, full pie, slide the hue.
Okay, why can't you just move the pie around the chart?
It doesn't. It only goes 30 degrees when you slide the hue slider.
But why can't you move it all the way around?
Well, this is how much color you're selecting.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we want to take that selection, we want to shift it around the wheel. So
see the little dot that you have in the pie?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you just grab the little dot and pull it over to the blue section?
No, the dot represents the color I'm selecting.
Okay. So there's no quick way to get to where the blue is?
Nope. You got to just keep doing it this way. I know. But here's the thing.
There's got to be an easier way.
No. This is easy. Once you've done it, then you come up here and you hit Save User Preset.
Oh, okay.
So then, all you do is come in and click blue, because I named that blue. And then you can select the last one in your selection, and now I can shift that hue to kind of get it perfect. And if I wanted to, I could select it, and I can shift it one more time. Okay,
so what you're doing there is actually changing. They're all masks, right?
Yeah, they're kind of masks. You know, the software knows that this value was originally orange, and what it does is every time you do it, every iteration, it just shifts the tone another 30 degrees.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the same thing over here in the foliage. So I'll make sure I click in the same place.
Yeah.
Notice how it grabs that cyan color palette right there, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to open that up. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to shift it. Which way do I want to shift? I want to shift it towards the green, because I think that direction is going to be shorter.
Yeah. I would have thought there would have been some sort of way to just absolutely just click on that and say flip.
Nope.
It's got to do with the technical part of it, I guess.
It's just how they design it. But the cool thing about this is that, you know, from a creative standpoint, I'm able to get the tones exactly what I want. I can shift that hue. I can stop at green if I want. I can take it all the way to yellow if I want.
So why is that little pie shape not moving as you do it?
Because that's the selection on the original image.
Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Got it.
So now I have that orange and I have the blue. So I have a nice flipped image.
So how do you save the orange?
Well, then you would go in here.
Yeah.
Go down and hit Save User Preset, and I named it yellow.
Yeah.
So it gave me the yellow look there that I have.
Got it.
Now, once you've done that, because this is a raw file, you can always go back, and I can always select that last one. These won't really have a whole lot of effect. Like, you can turn them off. You can see how the color goes backwards. Does
it matter if they're on or off, or they have to be on?
They have to be on, because each one is a 30-degree shift. But I can grab that last one, and I can still shift it.
Yeah.
But if you go to Basic, grab the tool, then go in there and click and drag. There we go. There we go. Up and down changes the saturation.
Yeah.
And if you click and drag left and right, now we're changing the hue. So
wow.
I'm able to shift it. So for doing that faux color look,
yeah,
you just have so much that you can work with.
Now this is the base for you to change it to black and white then.
You could change it to black and white, yes, or you could leave it this way.
Yeah.
So you have that option. Like here's one that I've converted. Let's just convert it to black and white. So
you could actually start off with a color photo and turn it into something that looks like infrared then. Sort of.
Kind of, except for infrared light works differently on foliage and sky and buildings, you know, the way that it bounces back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I can come in here, I can grab this. I'm going to hold down my command or control key, click and drag, because all I want to do is change the lightness.
Yeah.
So I can adjust the lightness.
Well, what's nice is it's just affecting the sky. It's not affecting everything else.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah, I'll go back. Maybe I'll take the highlights. Here we go. We'll do the highlights.
And it shows you more drama. It's nice. It's more control. Okay. And there's no loss of detail when you do this.
No, I mean, not really. If you push it like really, really super far, like if you really overdo the image, obviously you can insert noise, and infrared cameras can have a lot of noise. But the thing is I don't have to take that into Photoshop. I don't have to convert it to a TIFF or a PSD, create a secondary file.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to flip it there. And then if I get it back into my application and then I decide, you know what, I want the sky to be different. Well, now I've already kind of like baked in what that adjustment looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can save a lot of that. And then when you talked about like presets, so now once I've either got it, we'll call this the faux color, where I flip the colors, or I've gone to black and white. Now I can play with more presets too. So like, let's say I want to grab some of my grunge stuff and I want to do like an old grit look. See, like I can do the old grit over the top of the black and white. And
okay,
now,
so go back to that grunge stuff again, just 1 second.
This one.
No, go back up. Oh, that was good. Right there.
Mars.
Yeah, but what are those spots in the sky?
Those are dust spots. Don't look at my dust spots.
Oh, okay. So I'm just giving you grief because, okay, if anyone shoots infrared, they know how hard it is to keep the dust off your sensor. It is misery.
Yeah.
It is misery. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
What was that blue one? Go back again to the blue. That was cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm just showing you because now we're putting this over the top of the faux color.
Yeah.
And we're getting, look at the different looks that we're getting.
Wow.
If I was to put that over the top of just the white balance, remember the white balance one we did?
Yeah.
It's even different again.
Yeah. That's a different look altogether, isn't it?
Yeah,
wow.
Look at that. Like,
wow.
That's fantastic. So we could do that one.
Yeah.
And then if we didn't want the green in there, we could
But the green adds to it because then it tells the viewer that it's actually foliage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could go in, I could grab that color.
Yeah.
And let's see how much saturation I could pull out. There we go. So I can pull some of that green out.
And it looks like a photo from the 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very
So
shifted.
how come the picture in the advance where the pie is, why is the little pie thing now not at the edge?
Okay, so this is the width is the color that it's grabbing. That's how much color it's grabbing.
Yeah, but the little pie shape inside it is not to the
Yeah,
okay.
That is saturation.
Oh, okay.
How much saturation?
It's less saturated.
Yeah, so watch. Like if I grab it up here, there's more saturation than if I grab it down here.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
very
so it's just saturation. So it's just a way of.
What happens if you go over saturation? Does it go out of the circle? No. It shows you that it's maximum saturation.
Yep. And this triangle is representative of the color and the saturation range that I'm affecting when I slide these sliders around.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's good because then you can actually see visually what you're changing and how much you're changing it by.
Right. So if I pull this saturation down, see, as I pulled it down, the upper sky, the more saturated, didn't turn to monochrome because I pulled all the saturation out. See?
Yeah.
But as I increase the saturation selection, more goes to black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could do it opposite. I could do it this way.
Oh, you can drag it from both sides.
Mm-hmm. I can move my pin there.
No, it doesn't. Oh, okay.
So see how the bottom has it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
very cool.
Yeah, the manipulation.
I do like the way that they've got this laid out with the visual color, with the little color wheel, so you can see the saturations and move it around. Okay.
Let's go look at. We're going to look at some of your images because we have some images. Some of Peter's crappy images are in here.
Well, they're only crappy now because you're pointing out all the things that are wrong with it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. I've never tried it on this tree before. We've never done this, so let's see.
Eyedropper.
Yeah. I want to get a good separation in there.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go. That's probably got some good separation.
Yep.
Now let's go back. Oh, here we go. Let's go to our advanced and let's just see what the blue does. Ooh, that looks cool. We'll flip the blue.
Ooh, wow.
And then we'll flip that to yellow.
Wow. See, the sun's trying to come out. It was a cloudy day.
Yeah, that's
weather conditions and the horizon's crooked. That sucks.
Yeah, we're getting some really weird clipping. So, see, this particular image isn't ideal for what we're doing.
Well, I don't know. Turn it into black and white and let's have a look.
Well, let's white balance. White balance right there.
Yeah.
And then let's go to black and white. And we'll grab that little tone selector there.
Yeah.
And, oh, here we go. There we go. The saturation's not changing. It's not liking my adjustment.
No.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then at the bottom of the tree trunks and everything, it does give it that that white halo-y look, which tells you that it's infrared.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And that was what? 2 minutes? Not even 2 minutes. Wow, look at that. You know what leave it at that for a second. Okay, that's that grunge ops. Oops.
It's oops. Okay. It's an oops.
Can you tone down the actual tree bark or the middle of the tree? Because it looks like it's a X-ray shot.
Yeah, well look, I can put it as a layer if I wanted to.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Some things you can put in as a layer and some things you can't.
Yeah.
So I could change this. I could do this. Let's do this. Let's do a luma range. Turn on the mask.
Because these guys are hard to shoot because the trunks are brown and the leaves are green. And the clouds weren't operating properly.
So I'm not going to select that part of the tree. And then now I'm going to turn your mask on.
Whoa.
Oh, that was cool.
Wow. That looks... Okay, excuse me for the dust spot. Very sorry, viewers. The dust spot is in there.
There's always dust spots.
Wow, that's a different look altogether, isn't it? Look at that. And there's the moon on the bottom, in the middle to the left. There's a moon coming up.
There's no moon.
Yeah, the moon is over there on the left. That's what that is. That's the moon.
Where? That right there, that dust spot?
That's the moon.
Okay.
That actually is the moon. But that's a interesting look. Wow.
Yeah, so that's some of the stuff. We'll turn off. Let's remove that layer.
It almost looks like an X-ray, doesn't it? Wow, that's amazing.
Well, there's some good stuff in there. Oh, you know what? There we go. I was gonna see. Let's go back and look at another one of your images. Those trees are much the same.
No, the girl in the bottom left, 749. Yeah, just no, up again.
Oh, here.
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah. Really difficult shot because she's at the gate there, and the background, and she kind of blends in. What would you do with this?
I probably would have shot it different, but we're not going to go
there. Yeah. Oh, I can't say anything about that. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to get a little bit more contrast in there.
And it's hard because then the gate goes away. But yeah, it's not like a wedding, Troy, where you can get the model to stand for you. She was walking past and I asked her just to stand there for a minute, and she did, and I took a picture.
Oh, is that it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, she's a young girl going down to make some, at a temple, some, offerings and stuff.
Yeah, these aren't inverting real well, are they?
No. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, you got that blown out sky up there. Well, at this point, what we would do is we would just go to black and white.
Yes.
Right? And let that sky
Yep.
do its thing.
Yep.
And then we can come in and we can control some of these colors.
Would you make her darker so she stands out a little bit from the background?
Well, it's infrared.
It's
infrared, Peter. There's only so much you can do. You know what I need to do though is I need to fix this crop, because this crop is driving me nuts.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. See, that's what happens when you walk up, about 3,000 feet from the bottom of the valley, and you're an old fart like me, and you're huffing and puffing, and you go, "Wow, look at this beautiful girl with a big fruit bowl on the top of it." I've got to get a picture of that.
There we go. Let's just create a nice little vignette in there.
Well, you know what? Save that, because I don't think I can make that look any better.
Save that for you? Okay.
Hey, that doesn't look too bad. Look at that.
No.
That looks all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
That's very workable.
I like it.
But this points out the fact that, when you're doing a lot of travel photography and stuff, you're kind of stuck, You can only get what you can get.
Yeah. See, there's not a lot of separation of colors in here, so we can't really use that technique like we could with the trees. Oh, that's a person. There you go.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, cool.
That's infrared. Infrared stuff.
Infrared. Why is it always when you show me it looks so easy, and then 5 minutes after you show me how to do it, I can't remember CRS. Can't remember shit out of it.
Yeah.
But what it shows is that it's a lot more powerful and more control Capture One than Lightroom and Photoshop. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I mean, you got to have all the tools to kind of get your image out the output the way that you want. But there's certainly some new things in there. And before, it was really difficult to do that color selection. You could always kind of do the color flipping in Capture One 12, but in Capture One Pro 20, I think that being able to use the basic color editor and have it see the colors that are basically in the black and white, even if you're just doing, even if you're just going to do I was going to say, I don't know if I have a demo. Oh, here we go. Even if you're just going to do basic black and white. Oh, no, I don't want to rename it. There we go.
Well, the other thing is that when I do it and I send it off to Photoshop and bring it back through Photoshop, the problem's always been is the black and white just doesn't look as good as it did when it left Lightroom.
Right. So
it always comes back from Photoshop a little bit less than. Well, wow, whose photos are these?
Well, I might have taken them. You got
them online? Are these online photos?
Moving on. So if we were to convert that,
and I can't get my models in the middle of Borneo and Bali to stand there for 2 seconds and do this. Look at this.
No, and they don't look that good, do they? This is Alex and Savannah.
This black and white looks fabulous. Look at that.
Now look, all I did is click the button. I didn't do anything. But
that is okay. So why even take infrared when a color shot you can turn into black and white looks this good?
You can kind of cheat it and turn it into black and white. Like the greens back here, you can make the greens brighter. But it's not the same.
I know.
But what I was gonna show you is that, so in here we have colors, right? Like there's some reds and pinks in there, skin tone, greens back here.
Yeah.
And what we can do now is, using the basic color editor and using the eyedropper tool,
Yeah.
And if you hold down Command or Option, I can grab the grass. Now notice with the basic color editor, look at the colors it grabbed. It grabbed two pieces, a little green, little yellow.
Oh,
so
it
now,
shows you right there what it's grabbing.
Yeah. So now look, I'm sliding that color up and down, and it's affecting that.
And the only thing that's changing is his little necktie or the little flower around him.
Yeah.
But that's very cool.
You could also go into advanced. You could go back. You could select that color zone. You could open it up, and then you could do.
And I can't see when you're doing that. Are you getting halos around them? It doesn't look like it.
You'll get a halo if you go really extreme. Like, see this?
Okay, but it looks pretty. Jeez, look how nice that looks. Wow.
Yeah. Because it's getting dark, but there's a little bit of halo in there. It's not too bad.
Yeah, but you know what? It gives it a little bit of separation. It looks like it's on. So how did you get the photo so sharp?
I use good camera gear.
And you used automatic focus?
Well, yeah, I'm blind. I can't focus.
Okay, what are you, F8?
No, I don't know what this is. 70 to 200 shot with the Nikon Z6. Yeah, thousandth of a second, F4.
F4. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you must really have good equipment to take beautiful pictures like this.
I actually think this is one of Margie's images.
Is it really?
Probably.
You have very talented man to take beautiful pictures like that.
Yeah, I have a very talented assistant.
Yeah,
that was able to do that.
Jesus, I'd be happy. But I love the way it converts it to black and white. I mean, even converting black and white in Lightroom or Photoshop doesn't turn out that good. It turns out just marginal.
Yeah. So anyway, so those are some of the new features and some of the new stuff in there. I think we need to do more of a Capture One walkthrough and just kind of go through some of the other features. But for infrared,
that was good.
I'm super stoked. I'm going back and re-editing a bunch of older jobs. And, you know, like some of the images, they're just not going to work. And different infrared conversions, like I know you and I both have some different conversions on our images, on our cameras. They're just not the same, you know, depending on the nanometer, 540 to 720 can be quite a bit different in the color that you're selecting.
And that's why never throw anything away, because 5-year-old infrared shots, now I can actually process them differently to what I did before, and I could actually turn out with some really good photos. Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh my God, I got so much to learn. But you know what? It would be really good if you did a introductory into Capture One, like a Capture One for dumbass. That would be awesome.
Well, yeah, you got to come on with me, and we'll do that.
Yes, I can. But today I've learned tons of stuff that you've taught me about infrared. I am absolutely stoked. That's why I paid full price for Capture One. It is worth every penny, and I can't wait to get rid of Lightroom and Photoshop.
Well, your homework assignment is to go do some editing, get some images edited, and then we'll do another one of these like next week, and we'll go over Capture One stuff, and you can ask me questions about what you couldn't get to work.
It better be 3 hours long, dude. Hey, no, thanks, Troy. I promise that I will do some homework.
All right, good. All right, thanks, Peter.
Thanks for your patience. Very cool. I love it. Very cool.
All right, thanks, Peter. Take it easy.
Thanks, mate.